Hello and welcome again. Thank you for joining me. Today I have another word to share with you, and this is a word that the Lord said to me after I was kind of. I'll tell you the title of this word, and then give you the background story. The title of this word is that you are a Proverbs 31 woman. You are a Proverbs 31 woman. And so the way this word came is because I went to the grocery store yesterday, and there's a small grocery store here close to the apartment, I guess they call it mini markets. It's a convenience store, and so anyhow, I'm there, and I pick up some things, and I was kind of negotiating the prices because the prices are much higher, and I found myself like putting things back and like coming back and forth, and then later I kind of felt guilty almost because I was doing that. I was like, because I hadn't really done that before, and so I came home. I was kind of feeling a little bit like, I don't know, embarrassed that I did that, like negotiating prices and things like that. And the Lord kind of was like, well, is that greedy? Like, what am I doing? And so the Lord kind of took me to immediately to Proverbs 31. And then I was like, let me go to Proverbs 31. And the Lord was like, I know you're a Proverbs 31 woman. And so in Proverbs 31, I go to, let's see, let me read some verses for you guys. It says, she's like a merchant's ship bringing her food from afar. She gets up before dawn to prepare breakfast for her household and plan the day's work for her servant girls. She goes to inspect a field and buys it. With her earnings, she plants a vineyard. She is energetic and strong, a hard worker. She makes sure her dealings are profitable. Her lamp burns late into the night. Her hands are busy spinning thread. Her fingers are twisting fiber. She extends a helping hand to the poor and opens her arms to the needy. So, let me give you guys a little bit of background on how like the Lord changed me. So my mom in 2021 had a stroke, and prior to that I was my lifestyle was career focused and career oriented. I wasn't very interested in homemaking, to be quite honest. I was still organized. I did my things, like I did my laundry. I could, cook, certain dishes. So I wouldn't starve if I didn't have any. If let's say, my mom did most of my cooking. I was very spoiled. Like sometimes, like I would come home and I'd see like my house would be clean and like my favorite dishes would be cooked, and I would have like sometimes my laundry would be done, everything, and I feel bad. I'd feel so bad and ask her not to do it, but she would be like, oh, I had time in hand, so I did it, and it was just so loving and wonderful of her. But to be honest, I had never taken care of anything or anyone. I had a cactus in my office, and I had to water that every 10 days. Sometimes I would forget that. And my colleague, if she ever sees this video, she'll probably agree. She would water it for me. Sometimes I forget it, and she was to the next. Her desk was next to mine in the cubicle, and so she would come and water my cactus. So when my mom became ill, the Lord asked me to leave my job, walk away from my career, take care of her. And the way they brought her to me was she was in bed, she couldn't move, and I couldn't find caregivers for her. So the Lord was like, no, you take care of her. So I had to become a caregiver for somebody who was in bed. And, like I had never done this before, and this was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. As I said before in one of my videos I just made. And so her digestive system was completely messed up, because in the where she was being taken care of, like after she had a procedure done, they took her to a nursing home where the care was not good. Okay, I don't know how else to put it. Where like they had given her like the wrong medication. I mean, the enemy was really after my mom. The enemy really wanted to kill my mom, just to put it simply. And I caught a lot of mistakes where like I caught like the wrong medication that was given to her. She had like diarrhea, and they were giving her stool softener, which like completely messed her digestive system. And so when she came back, the Lord was telling me how I should. He led me to specific diet for my mom. So not only I had to take care of somebody who was completely bedbound, but I had to take care of the house and the billing and and I didn't have like my job, but I had to get like the salary that came from a caregiver, which is quite low. And then not only that, but I had to learn how to cook for someone that was sick. But also the Lord led me to recipes. I had to make like a specific kind of, my mom really likes bread, so she wanted bread, and she couldn't have the bread that you buy in the store. So the Lord was like, oh, you have to mill your own grains. And I had to learn how to mill grains, make bread from scratch. Just to give you an idea, like what the Lord had me do, like make yogurt from scratch, and like cook different dishes, like vegetables, and like completely different dishes that would heal my mom's gut, and not only heal her, but also like to give her things that would strengthen her, and like learn about different natural things, remedies. The Lord didn't want me to give her all these medications because she already had like a lot of prescription. So like I had to learn cooking, cleaning. Not only that, I had to learn how to cut her hair, color her hair, because she couldn't go anywhere, wash her hair, everything. Completely head to toe take care of somebody who was in bed. And I have so much respect for caregivers. Prior to that, I kind of understood, but like anybody that has to take care of somebody, their family members, my goodness, I respect you. I know what it feels like. And not only that, it's very lonely, because the Lord completely isolated me. And so I was all by myself. This was my job, this was my life. And seeing my mom, who was very strong and outgoing and active and was doing all these things, suddenly in bed, it was very emotionally draining. If the Lord was not with me, I probably it would probably kill me, because it was just so emotionally difficult for me. So he turned me, like the Lord used this horrible incident in my life and really taught me how to be a Proverbs 31 woman, like how to be I mean, I already had, experience working like outside, but the Lord taught me how to be a homemaker, which is so difficult. And I have so much respect now for all those women who stay home and take care of children. They have large families, cooking, cleaning, all these things. This is difficult stuff. But not only that, doing things from scratch, like milling your own grain. And I mean, baking bread and like all these things were just, the Lord taught me all this stuff. And coming here to, coming abroad, some of those, things that were available in US, it's no longer available here. But the Lord has been gracious. I mean, He's been leading me exactly like to, let's say, let me give you an example. I've been like on a small budget coming here because, as the Lord put it, it's my gleaning season. So like I pray before going to the store, and I'm like, Lord, you have asked me to eat this way, eat organic, eat healthy. So lead me to that stuff. And He does. Every single time I've gone to the store, I find like clean, organic produce, like in the prices that are in my budget. And so He provides exactly like sometimes it's to the dot. It's amazing. Those things that I need are like on sale, and it's been like it's been miraculous, to put it to the least. So like cleaning vegetables from scratch, like here they even have, sometimes the vegetables have the roots attached to it, and you have like worms and like stuff that comes inside the vegetable from the field. Like I was not used to these things. I'd buy my like packaged salads and and like pre-washed. I would get pre-washed because I didn't have the patience to go through washing them. And like all these things are just things that the Lord taught me how to do, like going into a store with a budget. I was a mindless kind of a shopper. I would get whatever I want, didn't really care, I'd pay for it and go home kind of a thing. And I would do it like, I would just pick whatever, the best, the easiest, the most convenient. So this was like I mean, all glory, honor, and praise goes to the Lord, for completely changing me as a person, and teaching me how to do these things, how to have more value for money, and how to have more value for and respect for a budget, and how to check things. I never checked my receipts before. When I came here, like one time I was at a store and I noticed like, and the Lord actually pointed it out, that the young woman that was the cashier, instead of putting like the price for, let's say, okra, which I was buying, which was like 12 pesos from here, and instead she put broccoli in and like the okra should have been no more than 60 pesos, but for broccoli it was 280, which is like, you have to pay attention to these things, because otherwise, the enemy wants to like steal from you. And but it wasn't the girl's fault. I mean, we're not dealing with flesh and blood. But so anyhow, these are the things that I never did. Like, maybe I would check like my receipt from Costco, and that's just because at the door they would, count your items. I would still wanted to make sure. So these are the things that the Lord taught me how to do, and like I look back and now I know how to sew, and know how to cook, and how to clean, and how to like color hair, and all these different things that I never did before. And again, like I said, like all glory goes to the Lord for like changing me, and not only that, but also changing my personality, and making me more patient, and making me more accepting. And He's still working on me. There are still things that needs to be done. So anyhow, the Lord was like telling me that, this is what you're supposed to be doing is, you're supposed to negotiate. You're supposed to pay attention to, how you shop, and how you cook, and what you feed your family. And, I wake up before dawn, like I do these things, and it was like amazing looking back into the transformation that the Lord has made. So with that said, I pray that this word spoke to somebody. If you're doing these things, then the Lord wants you to know that He's proud of you, and that you shouldn't feel bad about like being on top of your, you taking care of your household and the way you do it and you negotiate and things like that. So and if it, if this word blessed you, test the spirit, make sure that it is for you. Then please like, subscribe, share, and if the Lord leads you, then you may sow in a seed, and may the Lord bless you. Amen.